In this video, we take a deeper dive into various aspects of high-level languages, imperative languages, and machine code and assembly languages. So in the previous video, we looked at the evolution of different programming languages. We explained how, broadly speaking, all programming languages can be classified as either low-level or high-level. So let's go right to the bottom. Let's look at machine code languages. So in machine code, an instruction is made up of an opcode, that's the operation code, in other words, what to do, and an operand, so that's the data to be operated on. Given an 8-bit instruction set, we could use, say, the first 4 bits for the opcode and the later 4 bits for the operand. In reality, 32 or 64 bits would be used to hold a complete instruction. A typical program written in machine code for an imaginary computer might look something like shown at the bottom of the screen. This program swaps 2 numbers held in memory locations 8 and 9. You can see how difficult it used to be to program purely in machine code. If it wasn't for the table there showing you what the sequence of 0 and 1s meant, you'd have no idea what this program did. It was very prone to error and relied on detailed knowledge of both a specific processor architecture and its given instruction set. This exact same program could be achieved with a single line in a high-level language such as Python. With the next level up comes assembly language. This improved the construction of simple programs by introducing 2 major improvements. Firstly, each opcode could be replaced by a mnemonic, and that's the column shown there in green. And each operand could be replaced by a decimal or hexadecimal number. Opcodes were typically a few characters long and gave a good indication as to what the operator was trying to achieve. For example, the mnemonic LDA was for the load instruction, STO for storing. A machine code instruction such as 00001000 would now look like the following in assembly language: LDA 8. So let's look at the advantages and disadvantages of machine code and assembly language. So some advantages. Assembly language has the same efficiency of execution as machine code because it has a one-to-one nature, but it is machine dependent. And the code is very hard, if not impossible, to port. It can produce very precise, locally optimized and efficient code. But programmers who can write efficient assembly code are rare, which is one of the reasons why high-level languages were produced in the first place. It does provide direct access to system-level features without having to go through a software interface. Again, this can improve the speed of the program. But again, even in the hands of a talented programmer, code can be tedious to write and very prone to bugs. And finally, one of the biggest advantages of assembly language is, in essence, you're in complete control of your code. However, the code can be difficult to understand, and therefore it can be hard to modify and maintain. So moving beyond assembly languages, we now fall into the large category of high-level languages. And these can broadly be broken down into 2 further categories: imperative high-level languages and declarative high-level languages. Imperative languages use statements that change a program's state in the form of sequence, selection, or iteration. They consist of commands for a computer to perform and focus on describing how a program operates. Declarative languages, on the other hand, focus on what the program should accomplish. However, these type of languages are not covered in great detail in your specification. There are 2 main paradigms that fall under the heading of imperative languages that you need to know about, and they're procedural programming and object-oriented programming. Procedural programming is a type of imperative programming paradigm where a program is built from one or more subroutines, so procedures or functions. The object-oriented programming paradigms are a modern extension of the imperative programming approach that focuses more on a modular approach to programming. Here on the screen, we have a comparison of the features of procedural programming and object-oriented paradigms. So let's look at some of the advantages and disadvantages of high-level languages. Well, first, for abstraction, high-level languages provide a greater level of abstraction for the machine language. They're closer to human languages, making them easier to learn and use. The code can often be run on different machines with little or no modification, as it's not written for specific hardware architecture. They increase developer productivity with features like libraries and frameworks, and they're easier to read, write and maintain, which can reduce the cost of software development. And also, popular high-level languages often have large communities and extensive documentations. However, they may be less efficient than low-level languages because the abstraction can introduce overheads. The programmers have less control over hardware specifics, which can be necessary for system programming. They rely on interpreters or on compilers to translate the source code into machine code, which can introduce bugs or errors if the translation is not accurate. The programs may require more system resources, such as memories and processing power, than lower-level programs. And while they're easier than lower-level languages, they still require some time and effort to master, especially for complex tasks. Having watched this video, you should be able to answer the following key questions. What are imperative languages? What are the advantages and disadvantages of low-level assembly languages? And what are the advantages and disadvantages of high-level languages?